Well, I'm glad it's working now.
I'm glad. And thank you so much for joining us. Especially guys, Tom's wife just had their first child like a couple days ago.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
hope you're getting some sleep, Tom.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I'm running on 3 hours in the past 5 days, so since Friday. So I did not know that it's humanly possible to run on 3 hour sleeps within 5 days, but apparently it is. So I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, so you're having a big week. You just had your first child. You
Right.
just launched some amazing holiday brushes. And then now you're live with Sophia C's
Mm.
Beauty. So thank you for taking the time to join us
Right.
today. We have so many people who are excited, and we still have many people joining right now. So I thought we could just start off. Maybe you can just introduce yourself. I know a lot of the folks joining in the chat, they love your products. They know about your brand. Some know more
Mhm.
about it than others, but they probably don't really know that much about you. So maybe just tell us like a little bit about yourself, like where you're from, just so we can
So,
get to know you a little bit better.
well, my name is Tom, and I'm from Canada, and so I started REPHR around 5 years ago. And before that, I studied mathematics in university, and I guess before REPHR, I was just working as engineer at a tech company, and yeah, so I recently just became a new dad, like we just discussed. Very excited. It's very exciting time for me.
Awesome. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to pop them in because like as we go along, I'll try my best to look through and like pull out some good ones here. So don't be bashful. Um so before we get into like the holiday brushes, I just wanted to talk a little bit about like how you founded the company,
Hmm.
how it was kind of like in the early days because you said you came
Right,
from more of like an engineering background, tech background, actually just like myself.
right.
um and I don't think you were like growing up wearing makeup or anything. So like why makeup brushes? How did you come up with this idea? Where exactly did it start?
So I guess like as a person that I was always very obsessive with products, and I really, I mean, like whenever I'm using I'm using a good product or something that I think is a product that's really crafted, I'm always very fascinated. So I love amazingly made products, but I think one of my biggest questions is always that every single amazing product that I've used and I've encountered is always very, very expensive. And my question is always before REPHR was that is it possible to make amazing products? And then when you have an amazing product, it's possible to make them affordable. I think that's like the beginning part of REPHR. So before we launched the brand in makeup brushes, I actually personally, me and my partner studied just basically how to make a good product, and then that was outside of beauty, and then we went through many like making different photo sets of like just different daily essentials all around the world, and eventually we got to makeup brushes. One of the biggest reasons is that obviously that I think you and many of the viewers know that Kumano Japan makes the best brushes in the world, and the one was in Kumano, and I was just so impressed with the artisan, and then the masteries of the brush makers. And I realized that I was touring their museum, which is for Fude and for calligraphy. I realized that I'm really I guess witnessing a part of history in terms of mass artisans and craftsmanship, and we have a world class product that is available, and they're not accessible and affordable for a lot of people around the world, and it perfectly aligns us as a brand of what I want to do, and that's why we started with makeup brushes, because I knew the product is amazing.
That's really interesting because I feel like a lot of people, not just in the beauty industry, but like in other industries, they start off with they just really like a product and they just want to design more of that product. And you approached it in sort of a different way where like you wanted to use basic product development principles, many of which are the same in the software space as it
Mm,
is with if you were to make a physical product like a makeup
yeah.
brush. You just went down to like the simplest principles of product development, and
Mm,
then you looked for an industry where you felt like there is a need to almost offer a cheaper but a cheaper but just as good quality option.
Mhm. Right, right.
And who introduced you to makeup brushes? Like, how did that even come up as a daily
My
essential?
wife. My wife. Because I've been just basically trying to make good products for many years. I was just very interested in the overall designing of different products, and that is daily essentials. And I was just talking with my wife, and then she always said that she loves like makeup brushes, and especially like she thinks that if I'm spending so much time developing different daily essentials, then you should consider makeup brushes. So, and then that is how she introduced me to Kumano, Japan. And then when I learned about the history about the town and everything, I basically just called them like the night of when my wife told me about the history, like the brush
She's like
making
a
history.
Fude user. It's like she
Yes,
had
yes,
like Fude already, and she's
yes,
telling you about
yes,
it.
yes, yes. She had them with her, and then she was showing me, and I was like, "This is insane," because I was actually making some of the makeup brushes outside of Japan, and I was comparing, and I was like, this is insanity in terms of craftsmanship." So I actually called Japan the day of, and then 2 days 2 days later, I told her that you have to come to Japan with me. You gotta take a 3 day vacation. So we went there for 2 days. Maybe yeah,
You
like
just
around
jumped
40.
on a flight.
Yeah. We just jumped on a flight, and then we flew there, and we flew to Hiroshima, and then we took the train to Kumano, and it was like a short 48-hour trip in Japan. And
Mhm.
I met with a lot of the different artisans, many different brush makers, and it was one of the yeah, it's one of the, I guess, like the most memorable trips I can imagine, because many things happened there. I met some of the, I guess you would say, lifelong partnerships in Japan, and yeah, so like that's like the origin of how we decided to make brushes. It's gotta thank thanks to my wife.
It's pretty amazing that you guys are able to offer something that is still handmade, hand bundled for such a fair price point, because I feel like a lot of companies, it's not super novel for a company to be like, "Oh, I'm going to make something, but it's going to be like a cheaper dupe." And a lot of times
Right, right.
it's not like a lot of times it's
Mhm,
not as good. Really depends on the industry. Like a lot of times you get what
mhm,
you pay for. And I
mhm.
always tell my subscribers, I'm like, there's no catch. It's
Yeah,
good quality. There's no catch here. They're not like using fake bristles or duping you or anything like that. So I think it's pretty amazing that you're able to offer something that's
thank
handmade,
you.
not too typical, but it's still at like such an affordable price point.
Right, thank you. Yeah, so when we started REPHR, like I know it sounds cliche, but me and my partner, when we first started, like I guess you can say it's also very naive that generating like a lot of profits, like revenue, etc., is really wasn't really our objective, because we're all very young, and our singular focus was that is it possible to have a brand that just has good products, and that is affordable and accessible by everybody. Honestly, before our Kickstarter, I did not know it was possible or not, because obviously how brands works, like all of the marketing budgets like goes
Yeah.
into it, and then all the cost to make the product accessible to everybody by being seen. I did not know if a brand can really grow organically, and I would be like, I'm very thankful to the makeup community, especially the artistry community, and then the YouTube community really helped us to grow organically, because as you can see that we don't really run our ads, we don't have a lot of marketing. Like as a
Yeah.
brand that we've been around for 5 years, I am a terrible social media user. We have posted roughly about 50 times on our Instagram account. I mean, like I'm just not very good at just
You don't have
asking.
like flashy
Yeah.
marketing. It's just us talking about it. And we
Yes,
wouldn't
and
talk about it if it wasn't good.
yeah. Exactly. So like that was the whole thesis. Like I really did not really know if it was going to work or not. Even like I did not know. I guess if we were going to even meet our Kickstarter goal, and we obviously 10x our goal, and then that was the indication that it honestly just be a very honest brand, just be a good brand,
Mhm.
and then just offer tremendous value for your customers, and then make sure that the only thing that you're obsessed with is make good products and create values for your customers, and everything can eventually just figure out on themselves. Like that's what we believe in. Like I don't really see us as like a global brand, like not like Sephora, etc. Like we're more like a mom and pop shop. Like we just know two things. We know how to make better products each year. We're very,
Right.
very good at listening to everyone's feedback. And I personally probably interacted with many customers in your chat. I probably emailed them because I like that's the best part of I guess running a company is the human to human interactions with my customers and with creators like yourself. And that's what I treasure the most because I think that is unique and special, and that is better than all of the numbers that it can generate. It's that you make a product, it created value for another people's personal routine and life, and they provided value, and that's what our brand is really all about.
Yeah. I'm seeing this question several times in the chat, so I just want to highlight it. They want to know
Mhm.
what is the name, like, where did the name REPHR come from? Because it kind of touches upon what you were just saying.
Well, I can give you a PR answer. The PR answer is that because we design our product based on our feedback, right? And all of the feedback is from pro artists like yours and creators like yourself and our customers. So everybody basically serves as a reference point to our product design. So like reference is really the word where it referee came from. Yeah, and
Yeah.
the real answer was that the site was available, so I just bought it.
The domain existed.
Yeah, it existed. Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
I
that
mean, I
we
personally,
need that
yeah,
too.
like did not think that the name is too important. Like it communicated the way that we see our brand is basically very very I guess bottom driven in terms of design because we collect so much feedback and the feedback is what we use to iterate on our product and how to make them better and like the reference the word works and also it was available. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when you first launched your brand, you did a Kickstarter, and, like, that's how
Yes.
I found out about it because
Yes,
some
you're one of our Kickstarter backers. That's I remember because I watch all of the Instagram stories and I remember your names. You always tag us, and I did not know about your channel at all. But I see your feedback because like I was actually looking back to all of the orders that I had, and I typed in your name. You had so many different orders. I see like orders like P11B, which is prototype 11B, which we were designing a foundation brush back then, and then we were
Yeah.
gathering feedback, and yeah, it was a great time, and I really really appreciate you because you have been with us for almost 5 years, just giving us feedback, helping us improve, and yeah, and we have actually used a lot of your feedback to improve our product and the overall experience of people shopping with us.
Yeah, guys, if any of you were original Kickstarter backers, comment in the chat so we can know that you were an OG Refer fan and supporter.
Hmm.
So, okay. I think one of the other things I wanted to mention to the group is just how like experimental you guys are because you were talking about how like you're kind of more of a mom and pop shop. I feel like that has given you guys the ability to really you kind of just launch whatever you want. Like you're not afraid to launch something that is maybe like a little bit more experimental or try new techniques like the holiday launch for example. Do you feel like that comes from sort of like your tech background, more of like an experimental background? It seems like you're not afraid to fail. You just want to launch something that your your audience and your customers love.
Yes, I definitely believe that like like me and my partner's background actually helps with how to iterate products quickly because obviously in software and in tech it is very essential to track feedback and then watch the user data and basically know how to improve your product better, and that's what we really brought in I guess in beauty at when we first launched. We were launching a lot of prototypes. We were iterating them over and over again, and once, like I think, like 4 years ago, me and my partner, we went to Make Up New York, and like it's a trade show. Most brands spend there and bring people, and then have all the product there. Like their goal is to sell, and I was like, that just really makes sense for us. We're a new brand. Why would anybody buy from us? So what
Mhm.
we did was that we set up a booth. We have 7 iPads, and then that's basically a station. So basically, you can just come into a line. We have 5 brushes you can choose from. You choose a brush. I have different makeup and eyeshadows at the station. You literally test the brush for like I guess like 10 to 15 minutes. And then on the iPad you complete a initial impression feedback form, and then the brush was yours. That's how we gathered our first, like I think at the makeup show we gathered like 4,000 feedback from that, and then that's how we
Yeah.
created our initial Kickstarter bundle, like our core set. A lot
Hmm.
of it is from that makeup show, and then that makeup show was in May, and then we launched our Kickstarter around June. So like we always
Yeah.
try to come up with creative ideas to how to really, like, we want to be really good at listening to customers, and we're not afraid
Mhm.
of just doing random things to just hear our customers better, and we're obviously not afraid of launching products that we think it is unique, and then that we think that it is interesting and that can serve the market in a very unique and special way.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like you guys are following trends. You're just like you're picking from what
Right.
people are saying that they want. And
Yes.
if somebody says, even myself, like I'll give you feedback and say like, "Oh, I didn't really like this," or "I felt like it could be more this shape or whatever." Like you just take
Yeah.
it as feedback and you try and improve the product.
Right. Right. Like for example, that's like the Koyu brush that we're launching. Like one of the, like I actually, like, I don't think I ever told you this. I sent your video feedback about our handle to our manufacturer, and they're saying that, listen, guys, we can't step our game up. I think we can
Oh,
make our handles better. That's actually what we
the
did, but
holiday
I don't
brush
think I
last
ever
year.
told you. Yes, yes, yeah. So we always, like, I think, like, we strive on constructive feedback and how to make our products better, and we're not afraid of obviously failures and etc. And we're a mom and pop and company. We're not a huge ginormous corporation that takes forever for us to make a design decision, come up with product. We just
Yeah.
always try to come up with quick products that we can get feedback ASAP and then improve on them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I saw like one of the comment on your chat saying that
Uh,
she really loved the eyelash color, and then and asked me to explain the difference between 18 and 20. So when we launched our eyelash color, it was 20R, which is the original curvature, and then I think we had like 4,000 different feedbacks and asking if I can create a more curvier, like narrower curvature for a different eye shape. And that's what we did. We were like, okay, so enough people ask us to have a different eye shape, to add a different curvature for a different eye shape, and that's what we did. And then we created 18R, and that sells also really well. And now we have two curvatures for eyelash colors. I don't think any other brands on the market does that. And we just heard what our customers and what our community wants, and we just do them.
Yeah, it really is everyday essentials. And it's not like you guys are launching a new thing every single month. Um, like a lot of other, makeup
No,
brands. It's like
yeah,
it's like constant
mm,
things. And you can't really do it if you're doing a lot of handmade products. My guess would
right,
be as well. But like when you do launch something, it is more thoughtful. And at least my opinion is that it feels more special
right.
because you're not getting another thing every 2 seconds. It's like, no, this is the one thing we decided to make given all of the feedback that we got.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And obviously, as a brand, we can launch things all the time, like every month or so. But I don't think it really serves a purpose. As a brand, that every single product that we come out with, we want to make sure that it serves our community and then serves our customers. And in our opinion, it has to be best in class. Like if it is not best in class, I don't like we are not going to launch it. Like that's just our standard in terms of launching products, and also has to be interesting, and has a story to tell, and with the feedback that we get from the product, we can make better product that is for the
Yeah.
better of the brand. So everything that we come up with has, like, I guess, a longer story to tell, and then like a longer horizon in terms of product like development, and then everything hopefully comes together at the end.
Some people were asking, like, what is your inspiration now? Where do you get your inspiration to create the new designs? Obviously, you mentioned you have all of this feedback. Are you data mining the feedback? Do you have people on your
Oh, I
team that are
read
looking
feedback
through
yeah, I
it?
read them all the time. I mean, obviously now we have thousands of them. I do have a summarizer, but I personally do try to read as much feedback as possible. And if someone spend like literally wrote me 1,000 word essay, I'm going to read it. You know, and if my
That person has
customers
a lot of feedback.
loves us that much and really give us constructive feedback, and then with like 1,000 word essay, I'm going to read it and I'm going to respond because I feel like as a brand you're obligated to customers and your community that's very very invested in your brand. And then a lot of them give us a lot of ideas. Some ideas are good and some ideas are not as practical, but I think every single data point is important for us as a brand overall. And like that really like tells us where the trend is going because people just ask for different things, etc. Like for example, like there's probably I don't know how many brushes that was launched over the summer. 500, 1,000. I cannot count, but the number of people asking us for a powder brush, like I'm sorry, for a brush was probably one of the most requested item, and then a blush brush that can apply more diffuse and have a more diffuse application, etc. So like that really allows us in a unique position because people do like want to talk to us in terms of
Mhm.
what products they want. I mean, they want to influence us to make, and from that, I learned a lot about just the beauty space overall. And also, I'm an avid YouTube video watcher, and I watch all of the beauty channels. And no matter how small, no matter how big, I think good content is good content, and then you can always learn something from talented creators, like yourself and many others.
Yeah, I don't I you guys would be surprised how many brands don't watch the content. Like from my experience when you work with brands, like you're usually just kind of being sent out like mass forms, mass templates. With REPHR, like Tom is actually, whether I know it or not, he's watching the content, getting feedback. He's like reading your comments on the videos. He's like emailing us personally with like whichever, to get feedback on things. It's a very like high touch business. And
Right.
I think that like very personal touch is also why, you've been able to kind of spread so well through word of mouth.
Yeah, exactly. And we're very, very lucky that like I went to New York basically with 100 prototypes and started asking artists about their feedback and their opinions on our brushes. And I was very lucky that I was able to, I think I personally had like coffee with like 200 different artists, and that's how we kickstarted the brand in the pro community. And I'm always very thankful to everyone that we have personally met through the journey of our brand, and all of the customers that I've talked to, and all of the feedback and all of the inspirations that a lot of people give us to create some of the I really think some of the most unique and beautiful products.
Yeah. What is it like? What's it like working with the artisans? Do they provide a lot of ideas and kind of artistic options to incorporate into the designs? And I guess
They do.
what
They
was that like like finding artisans to work with, because they are all in one area, but um I know a lot of them like they don't speak English and it's like very traditional. Like what was that like?
Yeah, it was actually pretty funny because I've obviously talked to many brush makers in Kumano, Japan, and they're all amazing. And when I first went there, I obviously don't. I mean, I was just a person, and they usually are used to meeting with brands. So I always pitch the idea of that I think Kumano and Fude are some of the best products in overall, just in terms of craftsmanship and just the quality like of a product in the world. And I think that we can make it accessible because it is hard to get, especially in the States and in Canada and in Europe. And I just pitched the idea that I want to make 3-day accessible. That was our starting point. And I was actually rejected many times, before I actually found my partner in Japan, because I told them about, I'm not sure, like, so we had this thing called concept store. Basically, we reduce prices of our products, and all we ask is your honest feedback on them. And I told the first couple brush makers in Japan about the idea of a concept store. They did not like it because they do not like discounting products, especially in the luxury space. But eventually,
Mhm.
I resonate with a brush maker really thinks that it's possible, and to make Kumano Food Day more accessible. And luckily now we're probably one of the biggest, I would say, food day makers, and that is making brushes in Japan. So
You've been
that
able
was
to
great.
find a good balance of like keeping the price not cheap,
Right,
but like reasonable while also being able to support the artisans because you're selling a lot of brushes. Yeah.
right, exactly. And then our relationship really evolved over time too, and we have a lot of trust with each other because they make the best products, and for us, like we try to build a great relationship with our community, with our customers. We always try to be truthful. We always try to be honest, and we really like we think about how to make better products every day and how to deliver the best value for our customers. And I think it just really resonates with them, and it has been a very fruitful partnerships. We've been making a lot of different products and different brushes, and hopefully it will go on for a long time because they're some of the most talented craftsmen that I've ever met, and
Mhm.
I've been studying manufacturing of different types of products for a long time, and yeah.
Charlotte is saying here she has some feedback for you. She thinks that you should showcase more of like the artisan work and like the history of the
I have.
brushes
I
on your
will be. I will
website.
be.
I think
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I think
I
that's a
think that
good
would be really, really
suggestion.
cool. Yeah, exactly. So at first I asked them to do that, but in Japan, it is very, very like everyone is very, very secretive, especially
Yeah.
you're working with someone that is very, very new. So I was forbidden to do anything. And but now like obviously the relationship is a lot more different,
Yeah.
and I will be providing a lot more behind the scene products and how everything is made in the future for sure.
I think that would be great. Like you're right though. Like it takes a while to build that relationship with the people that you work with because maybe some of them are like competing with each other as well.
Right.
Um but yeah, I think that'd be great because I mean that's why I wanted to do this live because I think that there are some people who are very familiar, but then I have some other subscribers who are more like beginners and they're just looking for good products, but I think it is great to kind of understand like the story behind it and the people that you're supporting. This is like a tradition that has been going on for so many years and it's a part of their culture. Um, so it's like it's just good to kind of understand the story behind it. So I thought that was good feedback.
Mhm.
Let me see. Someone is asking, when will the mini and max sets be returning? I feel like a lot of people are wondering that.
Yes, I would check. I would check. I think we have a lot of requests every day to have return, and it's definitely in our pipeline. But I would check for sure, and I'll get back to you.
Okay. Yeah, it's like from what I've heard from like from what I know, it's like you guys, you can only produce things in batches. So, like, if you produce the mini and max sets, there's probably something
Mhm.
else that you have to then not produce. So, you're constantly choosing
Right,
between, like, do I restock old favorites or do I come out with something new? And I'm sure there's like a
right.
balance there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the Mini Max was originally to be, I was designed to just have be a limited release. It's something that a lot of our customers asked, and we want to make them available for our customers to purchase and have the option of a mini and max versions of our favorite brushes. And I thought that it has a limited reach in terms of popularity, but it somehow got extremely popular, and it actually came back one time, and now we had to make them again because it was so popular. So I'll definitely check and then get back to you.
Okay, awesome. And then Angela was asking this earlier, and I heard a couple people, or I saw a couple people in the comments talking about the skincare. I really like the
Mhm.
skincare, and she wants to know if you guys are thinking of doing more of that.
We are. We're actually in the middle of recreating our skincare based on all the feedback that we have gotten. I think we have gotten more than 7,000 feedback from for our skincare launch, and then we're in the midst of revamping them, and they will be coming back early next year with a new and improved version. And it will be a very exciting launch, probably. hopefully early next year. I'm not sure about the exact timeline, but with skincare, it's a bit more complicated than brushes, and obviously with
Yeah.
chemicals and like FDA's involved. So the iteration time is a lot longer than we expected, because when we sold out like all of our first batch of many SKUs, we want to come back with a version 2 right away, which we did with the light cream, and we want to work on the different products too. So they will definitely come back since it was really, really popular.
Awesome. And then hold on, someone else was asking, what other like non-brush products are you interested in doing? And maybe just like you yourself, like is there anything is there anything that like you would love
Non
to make as like a
non-brush products. Yeah, and obviously that like what always want to do is more tools, and obviously most of our customers are interested in makeup, etc. So cosmetic is definitely something that we can consider. But then again, like when we want to launch something, we want to make sure that it is good. It is best in class, and it is actually useful, and it's something that like I said, I'm not very, very good at marketing. If you give me a mediocre product and then you ask me to sell it, I'm not going to be able to do it. It's something that I'm not very, very good at. Like I cannot just ask people to come buy this product. But yeah, so cosmetic is something that we definitely ventured for. But I'm not sure anyone in chat knows that we have this thing called the secret shop. Basically, if you complete your feedback forms, if you have nothing to do after purchasing from a concept store, you actually have access to a thing called a secret shop. And inside, we actually have random products that we made. We think it is really, really good quality, but has nothing to do with makeup in there, and then we sell them at cost. So in the secret shop, there are actually like bed sheets and imabari towels, which are some of the best towels in the world that is made in Japan.
Okay.
We always do, like we always try to make creative addition to the lineup in the secret shop. Just
I don't
anything
think
that is
I've ever
daily
seen the
essential.
secret shop.
Yeah, we don't really tell anybody. It's a surprise, and it is not really advertised. So like for example, like the Cybico brush last year, we actually have a version B that we did not launch because I was only gonna launch one version. So, but then we had like a few hundred units of version B that we produce, and we obviously cannot sell them publicly because it's too little of a volume. And then we just put it in the secret shop, and somehow like the word spread, and then it was gone within the day. So we do have interesting daily essential product that is really, really good in the secret shop too.
It sounds like it's not so secret anymore though, but it's
Yeah.
like insider tip here.
Yeah.
A lot of people have mentioned in the chat the interest for like a microfiber cloth.
Yes,
so maybe that's something you should look into.
Yeah, we have gotten that comment a lot, and it's something that we will definitely look into.
Yeah, you could make some cute designs for that. I feel like you guys send him your ideas.
Right. And some of this like suggestions actually became some of our most sold products. Like one of our best selling product is our curler, which is suggested by a customer repeatedly through many emails, and then that's when we decided to make a really, really good curler. And obviously brush soap became really popular with us too, and then sponge, etc. So we definitely look through all of the product suggestions, and once we know that we have a great product, we will try to make it happen.
Awesome. There's quite a lot of comments in here that I want to address about like the non-vegan nature of the brushes. I know like you have some synthetic brushes for your customers who want a vegan option, and then you have some, most of them are natural hair, which is what is traditional in Japan, natural hair brushes. So I just wanted to call out, guys, like these are not vegan brushes. They're made with squirrel hair, with goat hair, a mixture. Maybe you can address some of the questions that they have here, Tom, about like where the fibers source. Like animals are not killed in the creation of the brushes. No. These are just the fibers of the animal. Do you want to comment on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So all of our brushes are cruelty free, and obviously no animals are ever harmed in terms of like use them to make brushes. So yeah.
Yeah, just like I mean, there's makeup on my channel that I review all the time that is not vegan. There's carmine, there's other animal byproducts in them, and it's the same with the brushes. They're made with animal hair. So if you live a vegan lifestyle, these are not going to be for you. But REPHR received the feedback and started making some synthetic options. I think it was like within
Yeah,
the past
yeah.
year or so.
I think I have had many emails asking us to make synthetic brushes, and obviously, well, first of all, because synthetic brushes, I do think that they're great for cream and for liquid. So there's a functionality purpose for us to have a liquid and cream line. And also, some people have asked me that if it's possible to make a synthetic line, and we take feedback all we take all feedback very, very seriously, and then that's why we made the line. And yeah, and we try to serve all customer bases, and obviously, and I've heard many people asking us to do that. So
Yeah, I just wanted to mention it because I hear a lot of people like kind of talking back to each other in the comments. Let's all be respectful of each other. I think it's pretty obvious like these products like they're not vegan products. If you lead a vegan lifestyle, go for synthetic options, but if you want to experience something, you know, traditional, like this is what is traditional in Japan. So, you know, it's not a it's a cruelty-free product, but it does use animal, you know, ingredients. So I just wanted to address that because we were getting a lot of questions
of
about that.
course.
Let's talk about actually the holiday brushes because we do have some more unique bristles that you've used here, something a little bit more luxurious, you know, than other brushes that you've launched in the past. Would love to talk a little bit more specifically about the Koyo brush. Like, what was the inspiration behind this? Like, I know we already talked about, you know, getting the feedback on like a more luxurious handle, but like, why did you decide to kind of like up your game, do something a little bit more luxurious? Like, where did the idea for the shape come from?
Yeah, so for the Kobe brush, so I guess some context. So I've always been asked to make a luxury fude brush over the years, and because we always see we want to make practical and workhorse products like our core collections are, and I obviously talk to a lot of our customers, and they always ask me to make a luxury brush. So last year we made our first one with the first limited holiday release, which is the Sabico Hole brush, and that was like I guess the fastest selling brush until today, which the Kobe brush is going to be the fastest selling brush of our entire brand. So we got extremely positive feedback on that, and this year we realized that if our customers wants a luxury brush, we are going to make another one, but make it better. And I think I've already commented on your comment about our handles last year that you felt that we need to step our game up, which is fair. And believe it or not, I personally text with some of our biggest critics because I think their like responses and like their comments are very useful in terms of how to make better products. And having better handle is definitely one of the most common complaints or like feedback that I've gotten on the Cyclical brush, and that's why we spent a lot of time on the handle on this year. And in terms of the shape, so it is actually a single side pinch, which is very unique in Kumano, Japan. It is that's the ability to have that unique shape of like one fluffy on the other side, and then like a cliff and a slope down on the other side, which is
Mhm.
very unique. And then we want to have a more diffuse application, and then that's why we use the material that it was chosen.
Yeah, I don't know if I have any other brushes other than the Alexandra Anele. Am I pronouncing her
Right,
name right?
right.
Anele.
Yeah,
Other
that's
than
right.
her brush, which it's in my kit over there. I have two of them because it launched and I bought another one. But other than that one, I don't know if I have a brush that is this shape, but I love that you thought about what the customer wanted, which was a more diffused application, and you decided to experiment with something a little bit more unique because I have to be honest, like a lot of other brands, they come out with these decorative brushes each year and it's like the same shape every year. It's not super novel. So I I love this because it's like such a unique shape.
Yeah, exactly. And so for Alex, when she drew me the brush design, she drew me the exact shape. She wanted one fluffy on the outside, and then like more slope down on the other side, and then a single pinch method was the only way that we could get there. Which now we realize it is extremely useful design, and that's why we're adopting it in many of our brushes, which is the Koyu brush and her brush.
Yeah, Roxy was asking, what does the one-sided pinch do? Does it give it this like sloped shape? Is that what it does?
So if you pinch on the so if you pinch on one side, it maintains the slope, and also it gives the fluffiness of the other side.
Yeah, yeah. Catherine is saying, I love the fiber mixes you're experimenting with. I like mixed fiber brushes a lot because it's like you can kind of get the softness, but then also the durability if you mix in, you know, something like goat, for example.
Right.
Yeah. And then, like, why did you guys decide to go with the autumn theme? Just curious.
Well, first of all, because the brush is releasing in October, and well, it was originally planned for late September and October, and obviously it's the like autumn season, and also
Mhm.
like just I guess it represents the autumn season, and also like the changing of the like autumn season, and then like the falling leaves. It's almost like I guess like evolution of our brand as well, because we were just making I guess simple workhorses like brushes many years ago, but in the recent past we have really ventured into more unique products over the past couple of years. So it's like the evolution of our brand as well, and our feedback that we've gotten from the community, and hopefully to push our brand forward.
That's awesome. And then someone was asking, will the Alexandra brush ever come back?
It will probably come back, yes. Because it's such a popular brush, and it has such great feedback, and it will definitely come back for sure.
Awesome. Hold on, I'm just looking here. I'm starring some of your questions, guys, so I can get back to them afterwards. Let's talk about the Shodo set. Like, what was the
Mm.
inspiration behind these?
Right. So I guess so. These are actually the brushes that I'm the most excited about, and it's the first time Kumano has innovated for a long time. And I remember I was in Japan, and I was chatting with all of the brush makers, and so I'm not sure if you know that Kumano as a town, like they have a history of making brushes over hundreds of years, and they all started originally making calligraphy brushes, and then that's what they're the best at. So personally, I've been doing calligraphy since I was 6, because like over the weekends for classes and stuff, and and I've always like wondered why like for Chinese characters and for Japanese kanji, like there's brow strokes and the interesting like small accents all around, and it's all being done by one brush. So one brush can be that versatile, and so we discussed on how to make a brush that is very versatile, but you can apply, you can blend, but also you can do details. And then they're very proud that they came up with the idea of bringing calligraphy brush making techniques into maker brushes, which is, I believe, it is the first time. And yes, and I've been I've been getting texts and calls for the past 2 weeks of them asking me if I launched them or not, because I think they're most excited on the feedback of the Shodo brushes, because it's something that's very adventurous, and something that they're very proud of, and something that they're very keen on listening if it resonates with the community or not.
That's so fun. Because yeah, like no one else is doing this technique right now except REPHR.
Mhm. Right. I believe so. I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. I can be wrong, but I've searched, and I know it is the newest. It is the newest technique that we all develop together.
Yeah. I think that they turned out really great. I love how diffused the pigment goes on. Like they're great for blending. I think they're great. Like they're small and detailed enough for hooded eyes. So if you guys haven't seen my review yet, these are really good if you like softer makeup looks, something more diffused because they're just so wispy. Like the way that the bristles are layered makes the tip of them very wispy, so you can get a really nice blended effect.
Mhm.
They are really cool. They are really unique. And like some of the shapes are a little bit reminiscent of the ones in the main line, but the experience of
Right.
using them is very different.
Yeah, like for example, like the Shodo 03, like it's almost that same size as our brush 15, and which is very famous for just the ability to blend and apply color, just one wash color, and then you can blend. But you wouldn't be using like brush 15 for your like lash line, etc. You will be using our
Right.
brush 03, which is very famous for that too. But with the Shodo 03, I'm not saying that you should do that, but technically you can, because you can apply and blend on the side, and if you want detail and precision, you can just engage the tip, which is extremely unique for any brush to have this kind of versatility. And and it is all because the way the brush is constructed, and
Yeah.
that it is dense and packed in the middle and the bottom, but it's very wispy and airy at the top.
Absolutely. I'm really excited about these. I know they are not as like flashy as the Koyo
Mhm.
brush. Um,
Right.
but they are very everyday. I feel like
Mhm.
I need to pick up I need to pick up another set. Tom very, nicely sent these to me so I can prepare my review and everything for you all, but I feel like I'm going to need multiples of these.
Right.
Just a quick reminder, guys, give this live a thumbs up, please. There's a good amount of you watching. Just do me a favor, give it a thumbs up. Or if you're watching on your smart TV, once it's done, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up. I also wanted to just go back and thank Jane for the super sticker. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you. You guys don't have to do that. So just wanted to make sure before we move on to thank you. Somebody asked a question earlier that I actually was wondering as well, Tom. It was, can you please elaborate on the number sequence of these brushes, because they go from 00 to 02 and then
Mhm.
03.
Right. I
Here's
mean,
zero
I
one.
guess like it is there, and if you wonder where is 01, and maybe one day you'll get an email about it.
Oh,
Right.
teaser.
Yeah, because I mean, these brushes are extremely new, and we never want to overwhelm our customers in terms of getting new products. We always want to ease them in, and we want to make sure that they like the direction of where the product is going, and especially how these brushes are constructed. They're meant to be used differently as well. So we
Mhm.
really want to get the feedback first, and then before we release more shapes. That is because this kind of technique can be applied on eye brushes, on many different shapes, and also face brushes too. So yeah, so that's something that we're keen to get feedback on, to see if it actually resonated with the community.
Yeah, and it's like if you release too many at once, sometimes it can be like a very big investment for the customer to like buy a set that has
Right.
5 or 6 brushes when like they've never even tried that type of brush before. Whereas if they can try the trio, maybe if people like it, you can kind of expand it and make it a whole separate line within REPHR, the Shodo
Exactly.
line or whatever.
Right.
um, I liked this question from Mace. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing your name okay. And they
Mhm.
said, Tom, where do you see REPHR positioned next to the Fude brush giants of the industry? And where do you see the brand heading?
We're next. There are inspirations for a lot of our like they provided us with a lot of inspiration when we first started the brand. I think they all make incredible products. I think the town of Kumano, all of the brush makers make amazing products. And in terms of our style, like I think we like I said before, we always consider ourselves as more of a mom and pop shop. Like the only thing that we know we're good at is make good products, create value for our customers, and then do that every day, and then hopefully be better at it every day. And that is our really, really goal. Like we don't I never really think about like where our brand stand aside from with other brands, especially because I think if a brand is successful, they're definitely doing something right, and they deserve the respect and also your money because you're buying an amazing product. So I think our focus has always been on ourselves, how to make our products better every day. Even if it's just 1% better over 365 days, it's a multiples of an improvement. So that's what we try to focus on every day, and we get hundreds and thousands of feedback every day, and we're always trying to find ways to improve, and especially just provide more values for our customers. We ask customers like what products they want to see from us, and that really dictates where we go as a brand going forward. And like our goal has always been that I want every single customer to be satisfied shopping with us, even if you don't like our products. And like everything that we do is to make sure that the entire experience shopping with us and just engaging with us is pleasant and it's good. So that is by just making better products and providing better value. And if it's something that you do not like, you know, we will make better ones, and you don't have to stick with the one that you do not like.
Yeah, like you guys are not really, you're not trying to be in Sephora. You're not trying to be like a huge global brand, and you almost like can't really be if you want to be able to continue like maintaining this
Right.
level of quality. Like
Yeah.
you're just trying to serve the customers that you have, and you can
Yeah.
maintain a small lean team while you do that.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, obviously, being in retail has a lot of costs and a lot of ramifications associated with it. And first of all, if I'm in retail, I'm not going to be able to charge prices like in the concept store. It just financially,
Right.
physically, it's not possible. And for us, like it's really a question of like, do you want to be a bigger brand, or do you want a bigger brand, and are you willing to charge your customers more? And our answer has always been no. And that's we're not we're not good at, like I said, I'm not good at marketing. I'm not good at selling products that I do not think is there. And I always truly believe that we're really good at selling products that we think that is good, and that we provide value for our customers. And
Yeah.
like for example, even like the Cyclical Whole Brush last year, like we got complaints with other brands because we're pricing them lower than expected and a market value. And but we were asked to charge even more, but it's just not something that we're willing
Yeah.
to do. And that's why, I mean, I haven't made a Sabico brush because like I'm not going to charge $20 for a brush. That's just not, it's not in our personality. And if we do that, we're not that brand anymore. And if we're not really aligned with our original vision of being incredible product with being accessible, then why do we exist? There are many other brands that make incredible products, but but we can do it better in terms of affordability and accessibility. That's where we really excel.
Yeah, like you have to kind of find a balance between like exceptional quality but also affordability. Like the Cybe
Right.
Coho brush
Mhm.
last year was such a good
Mhm.
deal. Like it sold out so fast, but it is something that like really no one has ever done. Like no one's ever heard of a brand charging, such a fair price for that amount. So it's like
Mhm.
it's hard to do, but you know what? If you can't redo that brush, you can redo something else. Like, so this year we have this brush. So there's always something new to look
Exactly.
forward to. And I mean, I had some comments on my video about like this being too expensive, or it's
Correct.
too much for a brush, or like I don't care how much it costs. Like I don't care what kind of brush it is. Like it's never worth it if it's like $100 brush or a $90 brush. And I think that's fair. I think just like with any other luxury product, it's like
Mhm.
you either enjoy this or you don't. Like I can't make you I can't make you feel like it's worth it. You
Right.
either love the experience, and love the experience of looking at the brush, feeling the brush on your face, the application, the sensorial experience. Like for a lot of people, that's worth the price. And then for other people, they're just like, I don't want to pay that much for a brush. But that's what,
Mhm.
like, that is luxury, it
Yeah. And
you can
yeah.
always
And if
opt for a cheaper one in the range.
Right, and if people ask us that I think some of your brushes are too expensive, we do keep that in consideration, and we try to make adjustment to satisfy these customers, and
Yeah.
like we always do, and we always appreciate very honest responses and constructive criticism. And for example, today I got an email of a longtime customer saying that, Tom, like last time was a suggestion. This time is a complaint that that you do not have the brush size on the website. Please add them in. I'm like, okay, that is very valid feedback, and then we're going to add it in. So feel free to always give us your honest thoughts, and we will try to do our best to serve you guys.
Yeah. I mean, you built this brush off of feedback, but then at the same time, you know, there's always the risk of, well, people see us as an affordable brand. Like, should we do a luxury option? There are some people that are
Right.
asking for more luxury.
Mm,
And then there's other people
mm,
that are like, no, we don't want the price to be too high. So I think it's good. I mean, like, I come from more of like that tech experimental background. I think it's good to like listen to your customers, experiment, and then just iterate. Like
right.
if people don't want it because of the price, then you can always like mix it up and offer something else. It's
Yeah.
not like the end of the world. And you're
Mm,
producing these in small batches. So
right.
it's not the end of your company if there's like one release that doesn't go so well, you know?
Right. And for the holiday brushes, it's more served towards a community that is really like foodie collectors and etc. That they've always asked us to make something more luxurious. And then with these brushes, obviously, when we make them and if we follow our I mean ethos of the like of a brand, we cannot charge too much for a brush like that. For example, like if a comparable brush with the handle and the material, it will probably be more than 150 or like say like $200. But so for the holiday brushes, like I can just give you my honest like response. For the holiday brushes, we try to not make a profit on them because we cannot. We like if we charge as a regular price, it does not work for us. But I do believe it is something that we love to do because we love to make a beautiful product and then try to make them as accessible as possible for the community. And I still understand that like $99 for a brush is too much. I understand that as well. But with the craftsmanship and the work that is put into the product, that I can be proud, and I can be proud how it is made, and I can be proud of the price that we charge as well because I know it is honest.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like we have like fast fashion brands and like cheaper brands that are using questionable labor practices. We're hearing about some luxury brands out there that are using very questionable labor practices. Like the people, like the artisans need to be paid. Like we need to make this fair. And so that's what this
Mm,
is. This is a luxury product. But a lot of people have mentioned
yeah.
in the chat that they like the fact that you have kind of a mix of things to choose from. You
Mm,
have the synthetic, you have the
mm,
natural, we have
right.
special, unique holiday release,
Mm,
something unique. And then you have these other ones that are kind of like more everyday, but you're still innovating. And I think that's great.
yeah,
I
I
will,
think like as a brand, we are a very small team, and one thing that we are proud of is that of the prices that we charge, we know for a fact it is fair, and we try to be the best deal on the internet. That's what we always strive for, and I think we're always proud to be honest with that because that's the ethos of our brand.
yeah. I want to take a quick second to just thank Anne Marie for the super sticker. I feel like Anne Marie is my hype woman. She watches like every video. She always leaves me the nicest comments. Anne Marie, you literally brighten my day all the time with like your sweet comments. And thank you so much for the super sticker. I really, really appreciate that. We have been here for about an hour. Maybe do you have time for maybe like one more question, Tom?
Of course, yes,
Okay.
anytime.
I'm going through. You guys are asking so many good ones. He's talking. I'm like trying to read your comments at the same time. Okay,
You have
let's
an
see.
amazing community, by the way, Sophia. It's very engaging. Your reviews are very honest, very engaging, and it's you're one of the best creators, I think.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I am overwhelmed. Like these lives are so fun. I'm overwhelmed by how many people show up and just like the comments and everybody is just so, so great. Oh, a couple people were asking, like, can you talk about the decision to collab with Alexandra? Like, how did you become connected with her? And like, how did that collab come about?
So basically, the whole collab started because she has been using us for many, many years, for almost, I would say like probably 3 to 4 years. I personally like discovered her channel many years ago. I thought she has insane artistry, and I love all of her content. So like, I reached out, and she actually heard about us from a amazing makeup artist, Han Mango. So that's how we connected, and then I sent her brushes, and then she loved our brushes ever since. She has been using us for a long time. And for us, like we're a brand that we wouldn't be here today without creators like you and creators like Alexandra, and then our amazing community. And I constantly think about what are the best ways to create values for creators like yourself and Alexandra as well. So I basically approach her as like, Alex, I know that you're such a amazing creative person. If there's any brush shape that you want to make, I'll just make it. It doesn't have to be for the audience. We don't have to sell them. I know that you probably have a shape that you want to make in your head. As a brush maker, I'll just make it. So she instantly drew me a picture, and I'm like, okay, all right, I got this picture, and then we start iterating, and eventually it became a brush that is available. So we actually had an idea of like we give away like 500 free prototypes to test and to get more feedback. And that's when we realized the community really, really loves the brush. And then we're like, you know what, we can just make it available for the community. And then for us, it's an honor to collaborate with someone who has supported us for a long time. And it is a unique shape. It is a unique product that I can be proud that I'm not cash grabbing or anything. Just having some random launch. It is a unique product that's created by a very creative content creator, and then I'm honored to be able to make that collaboration. Like I told her that I'm treating this as my wedding, so to make sure that the launch is successful, because she spent so much time creating the product, and because I know a lot of collabs are more like restricted, and then we just want to give her as much creative freedom as possible, just to make a product that you think the community will love. And then I think, like, I mean she was nervous too, because it's like entirely her design. She wasn't sure that if the brush is going to be popular. But then we just chatted, and then I was saying that everyone loved the prototypes, and I think it's unique and it's exceptionally designed. And then we were right, and then it sold out very fast, and it had incredible reviews, and I get feedback every day to bring it back, and I'll try my best to bring it back. And she's an amazing person and a content creator.
Yeah, I loved her brush. I felt like it was such a unique addition to the lineup. And some folks in the chat are saying it'd be great to offer it in like maybe a slightly bigger, like a slightly
Possible, yeah.
smaller size, which I totally agree. I feel like if you had a set of 3 or something in multiple sizes, because it's such a multifunctional brush. It is a little bit small for me if it's like bronzer or something, but I love it for blush and highlight and powder. I feel like a bigger version would be so good.
Right, right.
All right. Well, I feel like we're at time, guys. Thank you so much for all of your questions. I really appreciate you guys coming out here. Like, obviously, when I plan these lives, I'm always nervous. Like, is anybody going to show up? But this was really great. I really enjoyed everybody's questions. I tried to, pick out as many as I could from the chat, the ones that were being asked the most. Let's all thank Tom in the chat for joining us
Thank
today.
you, guys.
Thank you so much. It shows how much he loves the community, and he gives back, and he's listening to all of your feedback, rest assured. So thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you, Tom, for joining us. I hope that all of you who ordered the brushes today, I hope that you love them. I mean, I know that you will, but send me your feedback as well once you try them. Tag me on Instagram or leave me a comment here on YouTube. And if you haven't watched it already, I do have demos and reviews of the 2 holiday releases live on my channel. So if you want more details on them, you can definitely check that out. And the final thing that I will say is in the description box for this live, I will have linked the brushes where you can get them. Also, my makeup that I'm wearing today. And if I get any other questions, I'll just put everything in that description box. So thank you guys so much. This was so fun. And I will catch you in the next live.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Take care.
Bye.